This makes it way more exciting too, because, for example, baseball here, there's so many games. It's just not overly exciting because they're playing like every night. It seems like they're playing so many games in their season. Whereas if you have one at home, one away, that makes it so much more exciting. And then they have these different cups that every year your team is fighting for, and I think that method makes it so much more exclusive almost and exciting because you don't have hundreds of chances every year for these like playing other teams. You have this one shot. Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be watching and reacting to Understanding European Soccer in 4 Simple Steps, a guide for Americans. That is me, and since we all know what we're talking about, I'll call it football for here on out in this video. So we'll be talking about football. This is a sport that I've seen. I mean, I've dabbled in here and there, but it's just, during high school and elementary school and stuff, you'll kick the ball around and play soccer. And I've just never really, this is in the US, it's not overly popular, as everyone knows. We're not, the men aren't that great in football, are they? The women's football is really good though. I don't think the men are really good. They always make it to the World Cup, but they never really go overly far. I feel like they do decent sometimes, but the women are really good, at least the one that I kind of saw years back. I don't know how they did in this most recent Olympics. I should probably look that up. I should probably know, but that is why we don't know these things, because we are in America. I've never known the rules. I don't really know the teams all too much. I've seen here and there throughout time of World Cups only. I remember being in high school and one of my teachers was from Italy. So it was the year that they won, I believe. It was in, I don't know, 2006? Is that a time? 2004? 2006? Something like that, whenever Italy won back in the day. This is going to be perfect for me, understanding soccer, or football, we'll call it, and I need this basic guide for Americans. So let's jump in and see what you have to say. This will be enlightening for me. All right, well, here it is.
Welcome to Understanding Soccer in Europe in 4 Simple Steps, a guide for Americans. Although from the outside it may seem complex and confusing, to understand how soccer works in Europe, you really only need to know 4 things. Number 1, each country has its own soccer league. Seasons run from August to May, in which each team plays every other team twice, once at home and once on the road. Games are divided into 2 45-minute halves, and when the game is over, the winner is awarded 3 points, the loser 0, and in the event of a tie, each team gets 1 point. After each team has played all the other teams twice, the team with the most points is crowned champion of the league.
This whole thing I already did not know. I had no idea. I didn't even know they played each team twice, one at home, one away. So this is already very enlightening. Every sport, I love sports. I'm a sports person in general, just not too much football. So don't know how this scoring system works, but they all are unique and different.
They get a big trophy, a parade, and the season is over. There are no playoffs. Sort of. But more on that in a minute. Before the books are closed on the season, there is still one small bit of housekeeping to be done. Number 2, relegation. We'll use the German League as an example. Every year, when the German League has concluded and the champion has been crowned, the 3 teams with the least amount of points are kicked out of the league. This process is known as relegation. The 3 vacant spots are subsequently filled by the top 3 teams from Germany's 2nd division. And unlike, say, baseball in the US, teams in the 2nd and subsequent divisions are not owned by teams in the top division. Imagine if the Pittsburgh Pirates or Oakland Raiders had to fight at the end of each season just to stay in the league. What if instead of coasting to the bottom for better draft picks, they were fighting to the bitter end to avoid the $40 million revenue loss that relegated teams suffer in the first year alone? Not to mention the fact that in England, 9 different teams have gone financially insolvent within 5 years of relegation. Okay, interesting enough, you're thinking. But what about that whole lack of playoffs part? Number 3. Each country also holds an elimination-style tournament, referred to as a cup. But instead of being held after the 9-month league is over, cup games are scheduled in between league games, normally in the middle of the week. One additional perk about the cup system is that teams from all levels, down to semi-professional and even some amateur teams, are invited to play.
That's good. I feel like that's always good because you like the upsets. You like, one of the top teams playing just like, they should smash this other team and they lose. That's fantastic. I mean, that makes it much more fun and exciting, I feel like, especially if you have a 3rd division team playing a 1st division team and you win. That would be exhilarating to see and watch and even be at. That would be a crazy game, even if they do well against certain teams. And it's just fun to see your team, even if you're, a lot of teams around here, I'm sure football as well, but baseball, basketball, hockey, and a lot of times they're at the bottom. They're not good. But even when they play well against someone or beat one of the top teams, it's exciting. It makes me want to watch it more. As a quick segue to the video, I saw this. It's actually the next day since I recorded it. This 20-second clip has almost 6 million views. That's how horrendous it is. Let me know your thoughts real quick, or even if you saw this game. This is maxed out and I think it's quiet, so I'll try to boost it without having static. Let me learn something. Ooh, there goes the goalie.
And if they do well, can progress, and occasionally even knock off a top team. So every year, these midweek elimination games continue until there are only 2 teams left, who play each other in the cup final. After 90 minutes, a cup champion is crowned, they get a trophy, and a parade. So, between the league and cup games, we get a great picture of who the best and worst teams in each country are. But wait a second, you ask. What would happen if the best teams from each country in Europe all got together and played each other? Good idea. Number 4. The resulting competition is called the UEFA Champions League, and it is without a doubt the single greatest club competition of any sport anywhere in the world, period. Think of the NCAA tournament, but with better quality of play, more than double the fan base, and quadruple the enthusiasm. And yes, Europe even has their own version of the NIT as well. So, through a complex and drawn-out process, teams from all over Europe compete just to qualify for this tournament. And starting each September, the top 32 teams are put into 8 groups of 4. Each team plays the other members of its group 2 times, once at home and once on the road. Come December, the winner and runner-up from each group move on to the knockout round. And this is where club soccer is at its finest. Teams are paired up individually and again play 1 home and 1 away game, with the winner from each pair moving on to the next round until only 2 teams remain. The Champions League final is then held as a single game each year in May. And unless it's the World Cup year, this is the most important soccer game of the year. After 90 minutes, a champion is crowned, the trophy is awarded, parades commence, and all clubs go on break until the madness fires back up again in August. So, to review, number 1, each country has its own league. Number 2, the worst teams are kicked out of the league and replaced by the best teams from the next division down. Number 3, throughout the year, each country also holds a playoff-type tournament called a cup. And number 4, the UEFA Champions League is a tournament involving all of Europe and is the most important competition in all of club soccer.
That was great. I mean, I've heard of a lot of this stuff, but once again, if you don't watch a sport ever throughout your whole life, you're not going to know much about it. And each unique sport has their own way of doing it. For example, I like tennis, so I watch the majors. If you don't watch tennis, do you know how they do their system? Well, there's 4 majors, the Wimbledon, US, French, and Australian Opens, and that's kind of known as the Grand Slam. All 4 of them. If you win them all especially, that'd be amazing. Golf has their own unique thing. Every sport has their own unique thing. And this is just one sport, football, that I just never watched and got into. So this is already, I like how their system is too with especially with the Champions League. This makes it way more exciting too because, for example, baseball here, there's so many games. It's just not overly exciting because they're playing every night, it seems like. They're playing so many games in their season. Whereas if you have 1 at home, 1 away, that makes it so much more exciting. And then they have these different cups that, every year your team is fighting for. And I think that method makes it so much more exclusive almost and exciting because, you don't have hundreds of chances every year for these like playing other teams. You have this one shot at this one champion cup and all these other cups of different countries, which is a great way to do it, to be honest. I like it. I think it's great. I know a lot of other sports and how they're run, their rules. I've played in a lot of them, just not football. Everyone knows it's not popular here. And it's just because of that, you grow up not really watching it or knowing people that really play or watch. A lot of people play when you're in high school and stuff, but it just kind of fizzles out after, college. So this was a good video overall. I know it's extremely simplistic to you most likely, but this was really enlightening to me. So thanks for grinding through it. Now, real quick, I'm going to add
begin in
something.
August.
Oh, add something to this of looking up World Cup wins. Here we go. Countries with the most World Cup wins. FIFA World Cup. Just give me a list. Maybe I should guess before. I don't even know where to start, and I don't know the team, so I'm just gonna say the country. I know Brazil's up there, but are they first? I know England will be up there. Germany, I've seen. Italy, Spain, France. Ugh, I don't even want to guess. Are those all the top 10? I hope I'll stick with that. Those are the top 10. But I think Brazil is up there really high. I don't even know who else. Germany is a powerhouse, I think. Did we have a World Cup here in the US in 1994? With the most attendance, total attendance? I don't even know what this is going over. But hey, if this is correct, oh, so 2014 was Brazil, 2006, 2010, I remember. Aren't they going back to South Africa for one of these World Cups? I don't know, but let's continue looking. Aha, found it. Scrolled way down. If this is correct, this is Wikipedia after all. So we have, I was correct. Brazil, Germany, Italy, Argentina. I didn't even name the top 10 teams, so I'm sorry about that. France, Uruguay. Wow, they have a strong team. They're a small country compared to a lot of these. England, Spain are all gold medal winners, and it looks like silver, bronze, and never placed, I believe that is, with their titles. So I'm assuming this is, you know, they won 5 times, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Is that correct? But those are the top teams that I have heard of and I've seen. Other than Argentina, I messed up on, and Uruguay in 1930 and 1950, that's probably why I didn't even guess it. We got 4th place here on these dates. Is that what it is? Yeah, so that's a good list. I think that's a good list, and it really shows you teams reaching the top 4. And then just a final, you know, this is a very clean version of football World Cup titles won by countries from 1930 to 2018. So here we go. Brazil is a powerhouse. Germany is up there too. Italy, Uruguay. You know, even England and Spain, I feel like I hear them. They're always near the top. But I don't really, I guess they don't go all the way. I don't know what happens to them because I haven't really watched it. Never heard of Uruguay being up there. Argentina, France, yeah. That's crazy though. These teams right here, Brazil, Germany, and Italy, they're pretty far ahead. And I mean, it's every 4 years. It's so hard to come up and even win one of these titles, and to get 5 and 4, you know, to get 1 is incredible. So good job, all of you teams right here. Top teams. I hear about you guys all the time when World Cup comes around. I'll see little snippets of it. But overall, this video was good. I enjoyed it. Guide for Americans. Gets a like from me. Probably simple to you, but thank you for joining and making it this far anyways, so I appreciate it, and I'm sure there'll be lots of comments explaining more or differences. Maybe this is a different type of league. I don't know what some of the rules that he's going over, but thank you for any more information you could give to me. I'm going to do more football type videos because I need to, you know, learn, and I do enjoy it. I actually have one in the garage. I have a football in the garage, and I probably last took it out 2 years ago, so maybe I'll try that again. I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for explaining anything. And until next time, have a good rest of your day.